Good morning, students. Hope all of you are doing well. Today I am going to start a new chapter, chapter 4, energy. So, at first I start energy. Students, you have to know what is work done, because work and energy both are related to each other. So, before I start to discuss about energy, you have to learn what is work done, or when we can send work to be done there. Okay. So that's information already. Few idea you got from class 6. Whenever you are in class 6 in physics, so there you got some idea about what is work done. Okay. So in previous chapter, students, I discussed about what is force. So force, what is force, students? So force is acting of push and pull, which is change or tends to change the state of rest and uniform motion of a body. Okay, so that is the definition of force. So when we start discuss about the work done, so one things you know that, students, we use the word work quite frequently in our day-to-day life. So suppose after studying or doing any homework, we often say you have worked a lot. Okay, so that work, that word we are used in our day-to-day life. So suppose when you may sit with a computer and make an assignment and say that you have worked, but in physics, what is the actual definition of work? That is a little bit different. Whatever word we are using in our day-to-day life. So whenever we are discussing that work in physics, so the definition of the work is totally opposite to that whatever word we are using in our day-to-day life. Okay. So in physics, actually, these examples means that you just sitting down and reading a book, or those categories are not fall under the category of work. So in physics, actually, what work is said to be done only when the object changes its position or gets displaced. Changes its position from means one place to when it changes position. Suppose the initial position, and then after applying a force on another action of force, when the object changes its state position, that time we can say that work is said to be done over there. So in activities such as reading, thinking, studying, so these is no change of position involved. So whenever you are reading, so whenever you take a book and just you read, so that time is it doing any change of position? No, you are so whenever you picking the book from the table, so that's time that book changes position. But whenever you reading or thinking or studying, so that time is no change of position involved. So these are the example of mental work. So mental work is not recognized as work in physics. So even though it might exhaust you, so how much you will tire to do this? Whenever from long time you are sit in one place and reading, or you are thinking thinking about very difficult problem. So and studying in whenever you sit in one place and from the morning to night you are studying, so how much you will be might exhaust you. So that is the definition of the work is that is a mental work. So that mental work is not recognized as work in physics. Okay, so even though it might exhaust you. Okay, so but when you pick up a book from a table, so there is a change in the position of the book, because whenever you because you know that when you pick up the book, so we are applying a force over there. Okay, so when that you pick up a book from a table, there is a change in the position of the book because of the force applied by your hand. So because by using your hand you are applying a force on the book, and the book is picked up to your hand. Okay, so this is an example of a work is being done over there. Okay, so drawing water from a well, kicking a ball, climbing up a hill, so those are actually, that is the example of a change in the position position by applying a force. So those are the examples of work being done. So see here, the first you see the picture, figure number 4.1. So no work being done, because that woman actually sitting in one place and reading a book. So there is no change in position by under the action of force. So that's why, and that's why it is not no work being done, because here is no change in position of your. Okay. And you see the woman actually that he is drawing water from a well. So that is the work being done over there, because he is applying a force and the water displaced, so from the well to that bucket. So that is actually the change in position by under the action of a force. So that's why it is the example of a work being done over there. Okay. So what is the condition is required? So you know that in these various examples you can understand that two things. In whenever we use the word frequently in our day-to-day life. So after studying or doing or any homework, we may, how much you might exhaust you. So sometimes that work is not to be done there, so because in the definition in physics. Okay. But whenever we are that work we are using that, but that is actually not that. In physics actually the definition of work is little bit different. So what is actually that work is? So when a force is applied on an object and the object gets displaced under the action of the applied force in the direction of the applied force. So actually it is that in definition in physics the work is that whenever force is applied on an object and the object changes its position, means the gets displaced under the action of force. So that time we can say that the work is done to be there. So the example are drawing water from a well, kicking a ball, climbing up a hill are the some more examples of work being done. Okay. So what is the actual definition of work done? So that work is said to be, if I ask you what is the definition of work done, so that they are actually, whenever you write the definition, three things you keep in your mind. One thing is that they are actually need a one force or and the object gets displaced under the action of that force, and what direction the object gets displaced, in the direction of the force. So three things is have to mandatory in your definition. Okay. So work is said to be done when a force is applied on an object and the object gets displaced under the action of that force and in the direction of the force. So you see here, this in that key words in the definition is that a force and the object gets displaced under the action of that force and in the direction of the force. So these three keywords have to be in your definition. Otherwise any of that keywords is missing, you will get 0. Okay. So what condition? Next is the what condition for work to be done. So you see, whenever you see the definition, then you can easily understand that three keywords is the condition for work to be done, because in examples already I told you, you have to be applied a force and the object gets displaced or the change in position under the action of the force. The two keywords already I have discussed through the example. So these keywords, the conditions for work to be done. So there are three conditions that need to be fulfilled for work to be done. So first of all, the force must be applied on the object. So if you do not apply any force, it is not possible that the object itself is change its place. Okay, because if I put the pen on the table, okay, if I am not apply a force to pick up, is it possible to the pen will come to my hand? It is not possible. But whenever I am using the force through using my finger, applied a force by using my finger, so it is easily to pick up. So actually what is it? I am applying a force, and I am applying a force in the upward direction, because I am taking the force to pick up. Opposite to the because whenever that pen is on the table, so that is the position is in rest. So by applying a force, I am taking to pick up the pen, And what is the by applying a force? Then pen is changed its position, means at first that the pen is on the table, so that position it is in the pen is in at rest. But whenever I am taking, so it is changed its position by applied a force by using my finger. So that is actually that, and you see that what is the direction the pen is gets displaced. Which direction I am applying a force? So I am applying a force to pick up the pen is this way, so means upward direction. And you see that pens also moves to that upward direction. Okay, so that's why you can understand that the three condition is required to work to be done there. So there the first condition is a force must be applied on the object, and next is that the object should move from its position of rest. In other words, you can say it is there should be a displacement, or there should be a change in the shape or size of the object. Because you remember, students, whenever I discuss the force chapter, so there I told you that force, whenever you applied a force can change the state of an object. Means by applying a force, initially the object is in rest, or by applying a force, so that object can change its state, means rest to motion. Okay, and force also change the direction of the object, speed of the object, or shape and size of the object. So those are that we can change by applying a force. So here you see that the object should move from its position of rest. In others words, you can say it is there should be a displacement. There should be a change in the shape or size of the object. So if you are applying a force and that object can change its shape and size, that time also we can say that is a work to be done there, and the displacement must be because of the force applied and should be in the direction of the force applied. So you see here the displacement of the must be because of the force applied and should be in the direction of the force applied. So you see one thing here, so there's three condition is already mentioned in the definition, and those are I told you those are the keywords. So if you now you can understand how much those keywords is very important for in the definition. And if any of the keywords is missing, then we cannot say that work to be done over there. Okay, so that's why I am telling you, whenever you write the definition, you write your own words. That is not a problem at all. So but if you do not but you keep in your mind one thing, you do not miss any keywords. That three keywords is very, very important. Okay, so this up to this actually now we can understand what is the work done according to the in physics language. Okay, but what situation we cannot say that no work done over there. Okay, so if any of the above mentioned condition is not satisfied, so I told you if any of the above condition is not satisfied, so then it is no work done. So thus there can be no work done in the following cases. So there are some cases where we can say that those are the situation where we can say no work done over there. So now the first situation is that when there is no force applied. So in that examples already I told in the beginning of this means introductory part of this chapter, in situations such as reading a book. So you see that reading a book or thinking, so is there any force is applied over there? No. So when or you can say the object resting on a surface, or no force is applied over there, so we cannot say that no work is done in these cases. Okay, so reading a book, thinking about something, or resting on a surface, so those are the examples where we are not applying any force. So that's why we cannot say, because there are three conditions have to be satisfied to work to be done there, but the first condition is missing, so we are not applying any force. So no need to check the others condition, because one if it is mentioned in here, so any of the above condition is not satisfied, then we can easily say that there no work is done over there. Second situation is when a force is applied but there is no displacement. So if a person is pushing a wall hard, so how much the wall is hard? So if you try to push it, is it possible to that wall gets displaced by applying that force? No, is it not possible? So he is, suppose the person is pushing a hard wall and he is applying a force, but the wall does not move. So even though a force is applied, so you are applying a force to push. Whenever you pushing the hard wall, so we are applying a force, but the wall is not displaced, so we are applying a force, but the second condition of that work done is that whenever you applied a force, the object should be displaced in the direction of the applied force. But here you are applying a force, but that object is not displaced, so that's why we cannot say that work is done over there. So it is actually the example of no work is done. Similarly, when a potter is standing at one place with a heavy load, so on his head, and the force of gravity is acting on the load, because you know that when is that potter, so you see in this example that how that potter is standing at one place with a heavy load on his head, and the force of gravity is acting on the load, okay, but the load remains on his head without any displacement. So because when he is so he is applying a force to hold it, but you see that there is no displacement of the potter on the back and also the back. So that's why when when the load is remains on his head without any displacement, so no work is done over there. So this is the one examples where we are applying a force. The first situation we are not applying any force, that's why no work is done. And in the second situation, you see here we are applying a force, but there is no displacement. That is the another situation where we can say no work is done. Now see the third situation. So when a force is applied and the object moves, but comes back to the starting point. So you see here, so suppose you push a trolley around a circular path. So circular path, you know that is the circle, okay. So that is so suppose that man is, or you push a trolley around a circular path, and you start from this point. So this is the starting point, and you push the trolley all over that circular path, and then again come back this wherever you start. So you have started, okay. So suppose you push a trolley around a circular path and return to the point where you have started. So in this case you are applying a force, and because that we are applying a force, that's why the trolley moves, and then you see the trolley also moves. So in this situation the two condition is fulfilled. So first of all, the force is acting on the trolley, and in open eyes, actually, if you see that the trolley moves all around the circular path, but whenever, what is the displacement? So displacement actually, that is actually that final point minus initial point. So displacement, it is displacement equals to that. So see here, the displacement actually, it is actually the shortest possible distance traveled by a moving object between initial and final point. But in this case actually, that is actually the displacement equals to final point minus initial point. So it means actually the shortest distance in between where that shortest possible distance traveled by a moving object between initial point and final point. But you need a circular path, because in this already in the first things is mentioned that wherever you have started, there actually that trolley will reach after travel in all around the circular path. So that in this case actually the initial point and final points both are the same point. So that's why their displacement is 0, okay. Because final point minus initial point both are the same point, so that's why it is a 0. And in this case, so that because that we are applying a force, but displacement is 0, so actually that in this case situation we can say that work is not done, okay. So in this case the force is acting on the trolley, but there is no displacement because the initial point and final point both are the same point. That's why we can say no work is said to be done, okay. So now the force situation, when a force situation is very very important, okay. So when a force is acting on the object and the object moves, but not because of the applied force, when force and displacement are at right angles to each other. So if you are walking while carrying a bucket, so see this man how that he is carrying a bucket and the bucket is full of water. So actually that but the force applied and carrying a bucket and which is full of water, the bucket moves. Okay, so but the force applied means the force of gravity on the bucket is in the vertically downwards direction. So we know already that that force of gravity is always vertically downwards direction. So that's why the apple is falls from the tree, or if you throw anything in the up, then after a few minutes or few seconds it will comes back again, because the gravitational force is acting always downwards direction. That's why it's always whatever you are throwing in the upwards, after a few seconds or few minutes it will again come back to the ground. Okay, so that you see this, whenever that you are walking while carrying a bucket of water in your hand and the bucket moves, so because you are moving, so that's why when you are walking, so you are actually there moving, you are changing its place, but that's why you are carrying with the bucket, so buckets also moves. But the force of gravity means the force of gravity on the bucket is in the vertically downward direction, whereas your displacement in that horizontal direction. So you are moving this side and the force of gravity is acting this side. So actually if I ask you what is the angle between the displacement and force, so that is actually the right angle. So right angle, we know that this is a 90-degree angle. So right angle measure exactly 90 degree. So that a vertical force can never cause a horizontal displacement. So that things you keep in your mind, one thing. So that force of gravity is acting downwards direction, or you can say that that is a vertically downwards direction on the bucket, and that your displacement is horizontal direction. So is that always the vertical force can never a cause of horizontal displacement. So the displacement of the bucket is not due to that force of gravity acting on it. Therefore, no work is done by the force of gravity in this case. So that there can be no work done if the directions of the applied force and the displacement are at right angles, means the 90 degree to each other. So whenever you carrying a bucket, not only the bucket, suppose you are carrying a suitcase or any another load, any another or that bag in your hand. So that in those all cases you see that force of gravity is acting vertically downwards direction, and your displacement is horizontal direction, and the vertical forces can never be cause a horizontal direction, and the displacement and force both are 90 degree to each other or right angle to each other. That's why in this situation we can say no work done over there. Okay, so these are the conditions. So what condition is required to work done, and what situation we can say that no work done over there. So those are things, and I hope students you understand. So now is the second part, is that how to measure work done, because so we are applying a force, that object gets displaced, so those things we understand, but how can you measure how much we done work or anything? So work is a physical quantity. So we know that physical quantity are those quantity which can be measured. Okay, so that work is a physical quantity that can be measured, and for simplicity of understanding we will learn how work is measured when the displacement is in the same direction as the applied force. So you see here also that one thing, that work done is when a force is applied on an object and the object gets displaced in the direction of that, or the under the action of the applied force and in the direction of the applied force. Okay, so those three condition is required for work done. So here, if for all such cases the amount of work done is equal to the product of the magnitude of the force applied, because in this definition you see that there's two things is very important. First of all, there's the magnitude of the force applied. So magnitude of force applied we and denoted by capital F. capital F and on the body and the displacement. So displacement is defined by small s of the body. Okay, so work can be defined as the product of force and displacement in the direction of the force. So work equals to force into displacement. So force can be denoted by capital F and displacement can be denoted by small s. So let us look at the following situation. Suppose P. So you see here, in this situation, the first case is suppose the P. So you P pushes a box weighing 10 kg. So the what is the weight of the box is given actually, that you see the 10 kg actually the unit is in mass. So the box mass of the box is 10 kg. So what is that and through a distance of 10 meter. Okay, so from here to here, so the displacement of the box by applying a force is 10 meter. So that what is the force? So force equals to actually when m into g. So if the mass is 10 kg, whenever multiplied with g, so then we will get it is in 10. So actually here in this case that it is given is a weighing is 10 kg means it is actually it is given in force. So that is the force equals to 10 Newton and s equals to 10 meter. Okay, so now you are in the Q situation. In that here the box of weighing is 20 kg, so the force will be 20 Newton and the displacement is 10 meter. Okay, so that you see that displacement is the same but applied forces are different, because you see that both two situations the displacement is 10 in the first first situation and the displacement of the second situation also 10 meter and the first situation also 10 meter. So displacement is same but the applied force are different, because the first situation the applying force is 10 Newton and the second situation that applied force is 20 Newton. Okay, here the displacement caused by both P and Q is the same, but the force applied by Q is more than that of P. So the work done by Q is more than that of P. This shows that the greater the magnitude of force applied, more is the work done. So because that you see that expression of expression or the mathematical expression of the work done equals to force into displacement. If the displacement is same and if you increase the force, then will be work done also will be sources will be more, because you see that is a directly proportional to each other. Work done and force both are directly proportional to each other. So greater the magnitude of force applied means the more is the work done. Now you see the figure, next figure. P pushes a box through a distance of 10 meter and Q pushes another box of less than say 5 kg through a distance of 20 meter by applying the same amount of force as P. So you see here in these two cases you see that force are same, means in this case the 10 Newton force is applied on this 10 kg box, and here on 5 kg of box the force is applied on is this 10 Newton. So force are same, but you see the displacement are different. In displacement of for Q the displacement is 20 meter and in P situation the displacement is 10 meter. So displacement are different. So here is applied force is the same but displacement are different. So that's why you see here the force applied by both P and Q is the same, but the displacement caused by Q is more than that by P. Therefore Q has done more work than P. This shows that the greater the displacement, more is the work done. So you see the same mathematical expression will please come, and you see the work equals to force into displacement. So in this case, if you consider force is a constant quantity for both situations and the displacement is also is changing, so which have a more greater displacement, those objects actually do more work. Okay, so greater the displacement, more is the work, because that's what is the relationship between work done and displacement, that is also directly proportional to each other like force. So if the force is constant, so if you increase the means greater the displacement, more is the work done. Okay, Now you have to see that what is the units of work. So work equals to force into displacement. So if we consider that what is the unit of work, so at first you have to know what is the unit of force and what is the unit of displacement. So that we already know what is the SI unit of force, it is Newton, and what is the SI unit of displacement, that is actually the length. So what is the SI unit of length? So we know that it is a meter. So what will be the unit of SI unit of work? So SI unit of work is Newton meter, or you can say it is also called joule. So its symbol is capital J, and 1 joule can be defined as the amount of work done if a force of 1 Newton causes a displacement of 1 meter in the direction of that applied force. So you see here also the definition of joule also, you see the force, the keywords force, displacement and the direction of the applied force, all these three keywords are present. So now you can understand how much it is important to write in your definition a proper keyword. So if any of the words is missing, your answer is fully wrong. So 1 joule equals to 1 Newton into 1 meter. So you can say 1 Newton meter, and the larger unit of work is kilojoule, or you can say kJ. 1 kJ equals to 1000 joule. Okay. So from the expression of work, you can easily observe that if the displacement is 0, then we know that work equals to force into displacement. So force into displacement. So if the displacement is 0, so means W equals to 0. So that means the no work is done. So if either the force applied or the displacement changes, the amount of work done also changes, because what is the mathematical relationship of work done? Work equals to force into displacement. Okay. So hope students you understood, and here you see this two mathematical problem is here, and I told you that mathematical problems or numerical problem is very, very important for this chapter. So you see here the example 1, that a dirt gun pushes a dirt with a force of 10 Newton that displaces it by a distance of 3 meter. Find the amount of work done on the dirt. So you see here force is given, how much it is 10 Newton. Distance is given, how much it is 3 meter. And see one thing, that both unit are in same system of unit. What is this? This is a SI system of unit, and we amount of work done you have to find out. So we know that work equal to force into displacement. So instead of force, you see here that work is expressed by capital letter W, and force is expressed by capital F, and displacement is expressed by small letter s. So putting in the given values on that expression, so instead of W, instead of W you write down W only, because that things you have to find out. And instead of force you write down 10 Newton, that is already given in your question. And instead of displacement you write down 3 meter, that is also given in your question. So 3 into 10, 10 into 3, so it is 30 Newton meter, or you can show also 30 joule. Okay, so like this way you have to find out, solve the numerical problem. So one thing you see in this type of numerical problem, two quantities is always given, one quantity you have to find out. Okay, suppose in your question the work is given, force is given, you have to find out the displacement. Suppose force and displacement is given, you have to find out what is work done. And suppose that work is given, displacement is given, force you have to find out. Okay, so now second example is a child does 20 joule of work by pushing a table with a force of 100 Newton. What is the displacement of the table? So force equals to 100 Newton, W equals to 20 joule. What is the displacement? S. So W equals to force into displacement. So S is equal to W divided by 4, means work divided by force. So putting in the given values, and we get S is equal to, instead of W you write down 20 joule, it is given in your question. And instead of force you write down 100 Newton, that is also given in your question. So 20 joule divided by 100 Newton. So after division you will get 0.2 meter, or if you want to convert in centimeter, that's also okay. Otherwise you leave it in meter. Okay, or you can or 0.2 meter, or you can say it is a multiply by 100, so it will be 20 centimeter. So whenever meter you convert the meter to centimeter, so you have to multiply by 100. So 0.2 multiplied by 100, then you will get 20 centimeter. Okay. So like this way you have to solve the numerical problem. So in my next video I will discuss more about the numerical problem, and that video I will only focus on the numericals problem. But here check your progress few question and here, so I want students you see the video properly and try to understand and solve all those check your progress question answer in your copy. Okay, so thank you students. Take care, bye, have a good day, tata. Thank you so much, bye, take care.